Hi, I'm Neha Matthews, and you're listening to Three Things, the Indian Express news show. When Jyotiraditya Scindia tendered his resignation to the Congress party and made the news public on Tuesday, all political hell broke loose for the Madhya Pradesh government. On today's episode, we address three angles to the story. What does Scindia stand to gain by joining the BJP? What happens next? And what does this exit mean for the Congress? Now, the Congress was in power in the state with a wafer thin majority. And with Scindia's exit, along with the resignation of 22 ministers, the ruling party is at the brink of collapse. Many believe that Scindia's exit was months in the making.
Congress leader Jyotiraditya Scindia has set the tongue wagging after he removed any mention of the Congress party from his Twitter bio. His bio now reads, a public servant, cricket enthusiast.
But what happens next is going to be a political game. On Wednesday, Scindia joined the BJP in presence of party chief JP Nadda, and in his speech, he lashed out at the Congress, a party he has been a part of for 18 years.
इसके अतिरिक्त वर्तमान में जो स्थिति कांग्रेस पार्टी में है वो कांग्रेस पार्टी आज नहीं रही जो पहले थी.
Minutes after formally inducting him, the BJP announced that Jyotiraditya Scindia will be among the two nominees of the Saffron Party for the Rajya Sabha polls from Madhya Pradesh. So what happens next? And what does this move say about both the BJP and the Congress? Manoj CG, who covers Congress, and Liz Matthew, who covers the BJP for Indian Express, join me to explain. Manoj and Liz, now was Scindia's exit a long time coming? We know he's had frustrations with the Congress for a long time now, especially after the last election in December 2018. MP was very narrowly won, and he didn't get any prime position in the cabinet.
Yeah, in the last elections, we all knew the battle between this Jyotiraditya Scindia and Kamal Nath, how it was out in the open. Then in the race, Kamal Nath pipped Scindia, basically because the other seniors in the party in Madhya Pradesh, Mr. Digvijay Singh, Mr. Suresh Pachauri, all of these people had thrown their weight behind Kamal Nath. Even before the elections, when it was on the decision of the state Congress president, all of these people had backed Kamal Nath. So he was leading the party. He was the president of the party, leading the party into the elections. So Scindia lost out there. But the same formula which the party had adopted in Rajasthan, that was offered in Madhya Pradesh also, where Sachin Pilot was given the post of the deputy chief minister. So Scindia was also offered that post, which he refused. But ever since then, we have been hearing, noises of discontent. His loyalists, his supporters, his ministers in the cabinet, they've all been coming out, issuing random statements and all. So because the party had to decide on a new state Congress president, many thought that these rumblings was part of that race. Now that he could not become the chief minister, he was eyeing the state president's post. Now, the Rajya Sabha elections, the Congress, out of the 3 seats, Congress is in a position to win 2 seats. So that became the last nail in the coffin, as you say. So he wanted to be a candidate, the first choice candidate, so that there is no foul play and he gets defeated. And he wanted to be the Congress president, the state Congress president. So the Congress High Command, had they intervened at the right time, they could have resolved this issue. But mysteriously, there was no intervention from the Congress High Command's part, and the rest is, as we all saw, history.
I'll ask you about this, Liz. There has been talk about how there have been meetings between Scindia and BJP top leaders, right? So this has been a long time coming.
See, first of all, the family is very close to BJP because Scindia's grandmother, Rajmada, was the co-founder of BJP. And BJP leaders always had affection, respect and regard for the family. And we know that Jyotiraditya Scindia's 2 aunts, his father's 2 sisters are in the BJP, and one was chief minister in Rajasthan, Vijay Raja Scindia, and the other one was a minister in Madhya Pradesh, Yashodhara Raja Scindia. So for them, there is no need for an introduction or reaching out. And also that, Scindia had a very good rapport with many top BJP leaders. He had a very good family relationship with Jaitley's family and Jaitley, late BJP minister. At some time, 2018 December, like Manoj mentioned, after the party's win, everyone everyone knew that Scindia was very disgruntled, and BJP obviously used some of its leaders to reach out to him in the sense to go and have a talk. So it has been on the cards for a while, because in between we have seen some kind of expressions from Scindia. In between, he changed his Twitter profile. So that also were indications. And BJP has continuously been in touch with Scindia. And Mr. Shah sent one of his spokesperson, who was a banker, who knew Scindia from the other field, not from the political side. And he also has been in touch with him. And of late, in the last few weeks, like Manoj has mentioned, the Rajya Sabha election where Scindia felt that he is going to be only the second preference, which means his seat will come only after Digvijay Singh is confirmed. That had kind of expedited everything. And obviously, the deal was not just Scindia coming to the party. Scindia had his own faction in the Madhya Pradesh unit of BJP. So then BJP used it as an opportunity to dethrone Kamal Nath's government also, because for them it was a big thing. And after Maharashtra losing Delhi, losing Jharkhand, they wanted something to boost the morale of its cadres also, like CV have done. And BJP, we know that, they are unabashed desire for power. They are not satisfied with one state, or we have seen in even post 2014, we have seen in Manipur, we have seen in Goa, we have seen in other northeastern states, even the places where they did not come up as a single largest party, they have done that. BJP leaders used to say that we are not going to dethrone Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan, but after Maharashtra, they have realized that because Uddhav Thackeray, Shiv Sena and NCP and outsmarted by those. So then for them, it was a big setback and a loss of face. So they thought this is the right time. So when Scindia was coming, so they made the deal as like his associates also would come. So we have seen that 20 plus MLAs have resigned and, they are coming with Scindia. So now, obviously, if they vote against the government, even if they resign, again the majority will be proved. Congress will not be able to, as of today. We don't know, because people from Madhya Pradesh say that the game is not yet over. Kamal Nath is also a very shrewd player. So people are waiting to see what is unraveling. Although BJP is expressing extra confidence, but BJP always, even ahead of Maharashtra also, they expressed a lot of confidence. So let's see what is going to happen in Madhya Pradesh.
We'll discuss the scenarios in a bit. Manoj, I was wondering now, if it was so obvious to most people what's going to happen, and given the state that the government was in such a precarious position with a very thin majority, why was there no intervention from the Congress senior leaders?
No, that, as I said earlier, was mysterious because, in every party, there are differences within the party. There are factional feuds. Leaders are ambitious. They're impatient. So most of the time, you do some kind of balancing. Especially in Congress, we have seen in state after state, one leader is taken out of the state, given some position at the central level, AICC General Secretary or some position. And within the state also, there are some kinds of adjustments made. But in this case, perhaps we don't know the full story, but perhaps Mr. Digvijay Singh and Mr. Kamal Nath was not agreeable to letting Scindia become the state Congress president. Because what I'm given to understand is that Digvijay Singh had one Mr. Jitu Patwari, he's a state minister, him in mind, and Kamal Nath would have preferred his Home Minister Bala Bachchan as the next PCC president. So perhaps India at some level found it difficult to negotiate these two veterans. And when in a state where you are, as you said, with a wafer-thin majority, even the High Command finds it difficult to push beyond a point. Because at the end of the day, it's Mr. Kamal Nath who is calling the shots in the state. He has to run the state. So the High Command, after a point, they will not push beyond a point. So all of these equations, if you see, it becomes difficult. But in a way, for all problems, there can be solutions. So some way out or some solution could have been found, especially for a leader like Jyotiraditya Scindia, although he's not a very mass leader in that sense. But perception-wise, he's a leader close to Mr. Rahul Gandhi, who is articulate, young. Congress itself considered him as one of the future leaders. So that's a big loss. The party could have found some way out, but mysteriously, as we all have written, there is some, lack of direction at the top.
Liz, now most of our listeners would not know what comes next. With the MP government, the Congress-led government on the brink of collapse now, what are the various scenarios that could play out?
Now, since the MLAs have sent in their resignation, the speaker has to accept it. The first step is whether the speaker is accepting. If the speaker doesn't accept, because speaker belongs to the ruling party, the current ruling party.
And they're sending video resignations as well?
Yeah,
video
the-
resignations
is not counted.
Is not.
Counted.
It has to be. It has to be in a prescribed. There is a prescribed format. On that, you will have to
it's a one-liner. You don't have to even put the reasons. Like, you can say that I hereby resign. So that is there. So then it is up to the speaker to accept it. If the speaker doesn't accept, then they can come and vote against or abstain from the voting. If they abstain, the party which they belong to, here in this case Congress party, can take action against them, disqualify them or something. In
the floor test?
It's a floor test because the anti-defection law will be applicable there. Then there will be Supreme Court. There are 3-4 steps there. And if it is accepted, there will be a floor test. If the Congress has the confidence that they will be able to manage numbers, like supposedly if the Congress is working on some BJP MLAs who are disgruntled, already there is the Scindia's entry. It's making the BJP little top heavy there because, there's already Shivraj Singh Chauhan, there is Narendra Singh Tomar, there is Kailash Vijayvargiya, there are other leaders who are already in a mood to throw their hat to see whether the chief ministership today or tomorrow it should come to us. They think they're at least dreaming. So in that case, it will depend on how internally it is going to play out in the BJP. So if everything is, so far they have shown extraordinary unity because Narendra Singh Tomar, who's one of the aspirant, was the main person who was mustering the numbers, who was working on this MLAs. While Scindia's thing was between Mr. Shah and Scindia, the MLAs, it was Tomar who was handling it. That is there. So you have to see, there are so many factors here. We have to see how smart Kamal Nath's game going to be, or whether there is any game or they have given up. As of today, it doesn't look like they have given up because they are moving their...
he also said wait for the floor test.
Yeah, and also they are moving their MLAs to safe places. They are also doing their bait. And Kamal Nath, we have seen that, even the election winning, whether Scindia had claimed, it was actually Kamal Nath's game. At least a section of leaders believe that it was Kamal Nath who led the party to such a victory, even if it was a slender majority. So we have to see the internal politics in both sides, how many people are going to be with Kamal Nath, and whether the current strength of Kamal Nath will remain with him or whether the current strength of BJP will remain like that. All these things have to be taken note of.
Manoj, now Scindia is the latest in a series of very prominent exits. And we've discussed this on episodes before about how the Congress is, perceived as rudderless. The sort of inertia that they're displaying, it's making younger leaders very impatient. So do you think this exit may act as a catalyst to make other leaders, Congress leaders, quit the party, maybe across states?
I have personally spoken to a cross-section of young leaders from various states. So there is this common thread. Most of them are dejected, disappointed that the party leadership is not getting its act together. And having invested, 20 odd years in the party, if there is no future ahead for them, these young leaders, people who fall in the 40 to 50 category. So there is this sense that, the party is not getting revived at the national level. So there is no hope for some post there. In the states also, if they are getting edged out, there will be high profile exits from the party. That's what I'm given to understand. Not today or tomorrow in the immediate future, but as and when these talks, these backroom negotiations, the kind of offers that they get work out, at least 2 leaders from Uttar Pradesh, 1 from Haryana, they're all looking for opportunities outside. Rajasthan is a slightly different situation. I think you're hinting at Mr. Sachin Pilot, but Sachin's case is slightly different because he's a deputy chief minister. He continues to be the state Congress president. So he's not sidelined in that sense. Yeah, he is having a running battle with the chief minister, Mr. Ashok Gehlot. But in every party, especially bigger parties like the Congress, these sort of factional feuds will continue. Everybody will try to, gain as much as possible. So Rajasthan, the situation is slightly different. Sachin should not be thinking that he's sidelined. And I don't think he thinks that he's sidelined. Yes, he has some grouses. Just in the Rajya Sabha that you mentioned, Sachin was here earlier this week to complain to the High Command that Gehlot is pushing for the candidature of a diamond merchant. So he came, he complained. So if the ticket actually goes to that diamond merchant, Sachin will have a worry. Despite him being the state Congress president, his view was not carried. If that person doesn't get the ticket, then it shows that the power dynamics is playing. He's winning some battles, he's losing some battles. So that's slightly different situation.
This is symptomatic in many ways of the young versus old guard fight in the Congress, right? That is continuing with this exit.
Yeah, in this case, you can say that because there were two veteran leaders in what Scindia believes, trying to deny his due. It has a history also. In 1993, when the chief minister's post was to be decided after the Congress came back to power, then mother of Scindia, Jyotiraditta Scindia's father, the Shukla brothers, Vidyacharan Shukla, Shamacharan Shukla, and Arjun Singh, they were all big players there. So Kamal Nath was a Lok Sabha MP, but he was not
very
really
young
interested.
also.
Yeah, he was not really interested in state politics. He threw his weight behind Digvijay Singh, and Digvijay Singh edged all these three veterans out and became the chief minister. So within the party, it is not new for all these power tussles, but going out is a completely different scenario. So
But Scindia, mother of Scindia, also left.
yeah, in between,
he left Congress
for a short period. He left the Congress and he floated the Madhya Pradesh Vikas Congress or something, but he came back. So situations emerge, but generally leaders prefer to fight within the party. In his case, he felt the need to go out.
With Scindia, when he joined the party at the conference as well, he heaped a lot of praise on Prime Minister Modi. What is it about the BJP that makes it so attractive to these leaders who are quitting the Congress?
No, it is very clear. BJP is winning all elections and BJP is in power. That is the primary attraction. And also, there is a dynamism in the party, which is missing in the Congress now, which is very active. This desire for power, it is part of the politic. You know, the electoral politics, when you need to have that desire, then only you will be fighting. And also, they won't give up on anything. And you know that there are issues in many of this thing. But the leadership is so strong and decisive that the disgruntled elements have to keep quiet. So any political leader who is looking for a future, a person like Scindia, for him, he would be looking at, with Kamal Nath and Digvijay Singh and other leaders there, he may not have seen any future for him, whereas he thought that BJP is offering him much because his family, BJP always, like I said in the beginning, always had high rails. So he thought that, with this legacy, it will be better for me in the BJP rather than being in the Congress. And also, the leadership is not listening to him. They did not bother to listen to him and try to resolve the issues or address the concerns he had raised.
So just to wrap up as well, Manoj, what are party insiders in the Congress feeling about the sudden move? Are they confident that they're going to be able to retain power?
Both Kamal Nath and Digvijay Singh appear to be confident. In such a situation, it can be taken as a bravado, or how you can read it, it's up to every person. We've just mentioned about video resignations and all. That is the other side's way of talking, because both Digvijay Singh and Kamal Nath have mentioned that they are in touch with some of the MLAs who have resigned, and some of them are now angry with Scindia, not very happy with him, and they're ready to come back and all. So these video messages are in a way an attempt by the other side to show that no, we're very much in a mood to leave the party and we have resigned. So this will continue for the next 3-4 days. There will be moves and counter moves. As Liz said, Kamal Nath is not a novice. He is a veteran politician, a past master. He is sharp. And Digvijay Singh, 2-time Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh. So you can expect all these moves and counter moves in the next few days till the floor test happens or till this gets a closure.
The new political drama will be in Bhopal. in Bhopal now, after Delhi now. We have seen it in Karnataka, we have seen it in Maharashtra. Now it will be in Bhopal.
You were listening to 3 Things by the Indian Express. Today's show, as always, was edited and mixed by our producer, Joshua Thomas. If you like the show, then do subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. You can also recommend the show to someone you think will like it. Share with a friend or someone in your family. It's the best way for people to get to know about us. You can also tweet us at Express Audio and write to us at podcasts@indianexpress.com.